The decision to come to Charleston, what was behind that?
Yeah, well, I knew I had already had a good relationship with Ben, and honestly, the success of the team the past 2 years, it wasn't all that difficult of a one. It was really just about, can we get on the same page and make it work out? And I know I kind of waited late in the process, but I'm thankful to be here.
Nick Markanich obviously had 2 huge seasons here the last couple of years. You're a different player than him. I mean, you're not trying to fill boots here, right? You're just trying to be you, the best version of you, I would assume.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, we both get paid to score goals, and he had a fantastic season last year, and honestly, even the one before, I thought he did really well. But I'm just going to be the best version of myself, and I know this is a team where I'm going to get lots of chances to do so.
How is your game different from his? Would you say? Like, what's your kind of MO for scoring?
Yeah, I think Nick is more of a winger. He likes, getting on the ball, facing people up, and I can do a little bit of that. But I'm thrive getting in behind. I thrive getting on the end of balls and crosses and those sorts of things. So that's kind of my MO.
You're Ben called you a traditional 9. What, for the layman, what does that mean?
I'm surprised he called me a traditional 9, actually. Yeah, okay. So typically, I think of a traditional 9 as like a bigger hold-up kind of a player,
right,
which I'm not technically,
right,
but he probably means it more just occupying center backs, running in behind, somebody who can be a presence in the box, kind of a target to aim for.
Right.
I would say that's probably how he's using the term.
You come into a team that's had a lot of success, has a lot of veteran guys who've been here a while. How do you kind of, and your guy's been around a lot, got a great reputation, how do you kind of fit into that leadership role there?
Yeah, I mean, the longer my career goes along, the more I realize, all right, I have experience and I need to be sharing that experience with others, especially the younger guys. But this seems like a team that already has a lot of great leaders in the locker room, and I'm just, looking to fill whatever gaps we need and help us get better at the end of the day.
Just be vocal when the time calls for it.
Absolutely, yeah. That's something we could all get better at, is being vocal.
Talk about the team itself and the outlook for the season and what you've kind of experienced so far in the preseason.
Yeah, no, I think the team's in a great spot. I think we have a ton of confidence going into the season. Preseason has gone really well, and we're going to get tested out the gate, but I believe we're ready for it, and really excited. There's a number of trophies to compete for, and we won them all and think we have the talent to win them all. So now it's just about, putting the product on the field.
Can you talk a little bit about the atmosphere in the locker room from the guys heading into this game?
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, honestly, this is a rivalry. This is going to be a fun game for the fans, a fun game for us. We just can't wait to get out there. We've trained for months, getting ready for this opportunity, and I'm sure both teams will have a little bit of nerves, a little bit of excitement, but to finally get started again on the season is a delight.
The season opener is just 2 days away. How would you describe the energy and mentality of the squad right now?
Energy's good. I mean, the team's ready to go. It's been a good preseason, but preseason's fun. It's exciting. You come in off the offseason, but everybody's ready to go. We're ready. Louisville is ready. The other 22 teams in the league's ready. So we're excited. Obviously got some injuries and some things that we got to get going and make sure we're improving upon, but otherwise, we're ready to go. I think we're excited to be here. We're excited to play a really great opponent. We're excited to be here in front of our supporters.
Facing Louisville, last year's regular season champions, what are the biggest challenges they present, and how are you preparing for them?
Yeah, Louisville's a good team. I think if you look over the last 2 years, from the regular season standpoint, Louisville and us have had the most wins in the league. So from a regular season standpoint, we've both been good. We've both won a trophy each over the last 2 years. They were regular season Players' Shield champions last year. We've both been to a lot of finals the last couple of years. So it'll be a good game. They're a huge club. They're the most successful club in the league's history. There's been a good, competition between us the last 2 years. They took it to us late. We got at them early. So I think you're going to see 2 high-level teams, but also you're going to see both teams at the beginning of their campaign. We're getting a lot of the kinks out, figuring out who's who, what the lineups are, what the best connections are. But I also think you'll see both teams that have brought a lot of players back, and there's not a lot of new foundation to be set. So Danny does a great job as the manager, and they'll be flying. So we need to make sure we go above and beyond, and that's where we'll rely on our supporters. We'll rely on the community to help push us.
That's it? Wow, okay. Talk about what Cal brings to the table.
Yeah, Cal was a big signing. You know, obviously his scoring pedigree speaks for itself, but also a different type of striker where he can streak along the back line. He can pop down and hold it up. Good person. You know, I coached him in Memphis for a minute. You know, so there's a good relationship there, and he's proven to be a good player in this league. You know, and adds to an already really strong team. So really important for the club to make signings like that, and Joey and Langston and Douglas and Johnny and Nanan and Louise and in some of the younger players as well, to add to the already strong team that we were able to bring back. But that's what, if you want to win in this league, you have to be able to do that, and that's what a lot of the other teams have been doing, and we want to keep getting better and better.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but just how is he different than Nick? Because people are just so used to Nick and Nick scoring goals.
Yeah, you know, Marcanic was a player that could play wide or off of a striker. We rarely used him as a true out-and-out number 9. Cal is more of a 9, a true center forward. But look, goals change games, and people want goal scorers. And we bring a lot of goals back, whether that's goals and assists or goal involvements. You know, Torres, Malloy, you know, new signings like Douglas and Cal MD, I think, had 17 goals and some assists in there. So, you know, Arturo chipped in goals. Emilio was great. You know, so it's all hands on deck. You know, it's part of what our process is and the system of who we are, trying to create more chances and finish more chances than our opponent. And, you know, we need everybody on full go for it.
So is it going to be more of a scoring by committee this year as opposed to last year, or what?
You know, I think you never know.
Yeah.
Like Nick had 31 total goals last year, I think 28 in the regular season or whatever the numbers were. So he sets a great record. Yeah, we were relying on him a little bit, but MD scored 17 and Juan David had 15 goal involvement. So everybody has a job to do. Sometimes that's finishing the chance. Sometimes that's saving it. Sometimes that's being a center back chasing somebody down. Sometimes that's scoring on a restart. So it should always be scoring by committee. Just some guys end up scoring more than others.
Talk about, he comes in, big reputation, but you guys got an established culture here and established guys on this team. How does he kind of fit in here, and how does he fit in so far?
Yeah, I think everything with our recruitment model is high energy, high character. Cal's a good dude, good person, comes from a great family. He wants to be a part of a winning team. So he'll do whatever it takes to win. You know, again, some guys' jobs to score goals, some guys' jobs to make the save. You know, he's got a job to do, he's ready to do it, but the fit was pretty seamless, you know, but that's why we do a really good job, in my opinion, of recruiting good people. Yes, you need to sign good players and big players, but you also need to make sure they fit a part of the club and the culture.
Are we going to see any tactical differences in the way you guys kind of attack but also defend? Or is that kind of, the system's still the same?
For sure. Look, I think the principles will always stay the same.
Yeah.
You know, whether we're in possession, out of possession, we're transitioning, our restarts. But yeah, you have new players, you have a new look, whether it's positional attacks or a certain identity, but who we are won't change, but the way we go about things always changes. You know, it changed every game last year, whether that was guys moving different positions or different players being selected, or even different you know, lineups in shapes and formations. So it'll be the same this year, but like I said, everybody's got a job to do, and we just got to go make sure we're going out and doing it.